Okay, everybody, welcome to the Heroes International North American Qualifier #1. And of course, as usual, the reason why we don't have a draft here is simply that I'm casting these games from replays. Time difference was, of course, quite significant with the NA boys. And there were also European qualifiers that pretty much more or less ran at the same time, at least starting and end times. But here we have the match between 30K and Imagine, and that is the winner bracket semi-final of the first qualifier for North America. On the left side, we got 30K, Battlefield of Eternity is the map. We got Legacy on Rega, Q on Hanzo, Liam playing Blaze, Marara on Chromie, and Cattle is playing Mirrodin. Over on the right side of the map, it's Imagine with Shati on Brightwing, Breakwood on Sylvanas, Fatal Rampage, Rocking Imperious. We got JDR on Liming, and Brandon on Varian. Alright, let's go, Brandon. Let's see what he can do here on his Varian all the way up at the front. This is honestly going to be pretty interesting in the sense that I haven't really seen a whole lot of NA plays lately. Now, just from the beginning, I did not really watch a whole lot of CCL. I thought that CCL was a clown show, because it pretty much is just NA and Europe mixed together with a ping disadvantage for the Europeans. For me personally, that never had any value, because again, you have one region that plays with a significant disadvantage, another one that can play with minimal ping, so that didn't matter to me. I was really looking forward to the offline event, but because there obviously you don't have those ping problems, but that then never happened. So yeah, CCL kind of fucking everybody over with that, especially the people that already booked flights and wanted to watch it. I can already promise you we're not going to do that with the Heroes International, so for that, everybody that wants to visit is more than welcome to come to Miami. The offline event taking place between the 14th and 16th of October. And I actually already know of a lot of people in the community that are going to be making the trip. Very, very excited about it and looking forward to it. Now, we've already had Trixler announced as a caster, Michael Udall is going to be there, Fan is now there as well, and yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. But yeah, that's the reason why, for me personally, this is really cool to see right now. The teams are obviously, in this case, very dedicated to try and get their ticket to Miami and to make it to the offline event. First of all, it's the first chance ever since HGC was cancelled to have a proper comparison between Korea, North America and Europe. There's also a lot of prize money on the line with the 11,000 that is contributed there. And as pointed out before, if you want to get some information about the event, you're more than welcome to check out heroesinternational.net. There will be links in the description if you're watching this on YouTube right now, so feel free to drop down into the description of the video and have a look. There's also going to be a look to the crowdfunding, because as I pointed out before, there's a lot that we're currently doing, a lot of people that have been invited to this, the players are getting the flights paid, and this is all happening from the community, so help is always appreciated to make this event better, to make this event bigger, and also to raise the chances of this being just the first of many events in the future. So anybody that wants to support this can do that in the crowdfunding, and every single donation that comes in is also going to be matched by our sponsors. So if you drop a 20 on this one, our sponsors are going to chip in an additional 20. And as pointed out in the past, our sponsors are actually members of the community. There's no big corporation or anything behind it, just passionate Heroes of the Storm fans that want to give back and want to make this a thing. It's an event from the community for the community. In this case, though, for me, again, this is a nice measure of the North American teams, who's currently the strongest, how the meta is maybe a little bit different from what we're seeing in Europe and what we're seeing in Europe, for example, in Korea. We have with 30K, one of the teams that is definitely the favorite to make it to the event itself. And here in this first qualifier, they're of course aiming to take that ticket right away. In regards to the meta, I mean, one of the things we can maybe point out is that Imperious plays apparently a bit of a bigger role already here than he at least does in the European scene, where we've also seen the occasional Imperious, but not to a big extent. He's a little bit more popular lately, but still not a massive pick. So the first objective is already up, and with this, we're having quite from the get-go a break. We're trying to make a bit of a move for the halftime show here. Both teams are starting to chip in. Q obviously with Hanzo has a huge tool to try and get ahead on the Immortal, but so far it hasn't quite worked out for them. We have the Triumvirate again on level 4 after we already had the Ether Walk. We're going to talk about talents also a bit, especially when they start to deviate away from the normal meta norm. And at the same time now, the blue team definitely utilizing Hanzo to lock in the first Immortal in this game. Now, this is a best-of-3 series. We are still in the earlier stages of the tournament, so keep that in mind. This is a qualifier. And there is a loser's bracket, so a team that loses here is not automatically disqualified from the first qualifier, but has another chance to make a run through the loser's bracket. There's in total 3 qualifiers, same as with Europe. We have 2 open qualifiers where everybody can sign up, and then we have a last chance qualifier. Pretty much what we saw in Europe as well. Formats can slightly differ occasionally, but I'm going to point that out in those games too. With level 7 kicking in for both teams now, we get, as usual, the Calamity here. Bit of a taunt and an attempt to make a play for Liam, but Blaze is still alive and able to make his way back out of this. A lot of resources, of course, dropped on the side lane in an attempt to take him down, which means that the Immortal had a bit more time to damage the wall, and they are aiming for the entire fort here. Not able to take the entire thing down, but still, that's good damage. Also, they 5-manned the top there towards the end. Imperius has pushed out an additional wave at the bottom. Nice juke by Legacy on the Rega, able to move away from this here. So yeah, nicely done. And interestingly enough, we got the slowing sands. So that's something that you don't see all that often when Chromie is picked on the European side. Normally it's all about the temporal loop. Now, of course, there are situations where slowing sands can be quite helpful and quite nice. Didn't necessarily expect it here, but still. Going to be interesting to see how much value they get out of this. For now, it's Brandon that's in trouble. I mean, tell me about it, right? So he's already saved by Brightwing. Nice. Good stuff. So Brightwing with the assist here. Gotta admit that the money pig riding in style as usual. And while everybody is now waiting for level 10 abilities, it is pretty obvious that 30k has a lead in experience that might lead to an early level 10. And now Varian is down. Varian eliminated, easy kill, and that's the second kill against the red team, and there's obviously nobody stopping that push to the top lane any further. Yep, that's the fort destroyed, and they want another kill, and they are gonna get it. There we are, that's a quick one. Li Ming is dead. 3 kills, 2-0. And yeah, that's a nice start right now for 30k. Definitely off to a good start on the first map here in Battlefield. Next Immortal popping up. I mean, bot lane has also lost the entire wall and even some hit points on the fort, just to point that out too. Because this could become a huge issue now that 30k has their level 10. With them running heroic abilities, at least the halftime show has to be given up, I suppose. And there's a very good chance that Imagine has to let the entire thing go. And then that bot lane is going to be in severe danger. So, yeah, that's another big one. But off we go. Now, we have already a little bit of scout. Oh, arrow! Nice! Connecting with 3, and they really want to make a play for this, and why wouldn't they? They have level 10, and they steal the camp away, adding insult to injury. Imagine losing absolutely everything here, and that is not gonna... Oh, that's gonna be rough. Bot lane push with a camp, an Immortal, and maybe even a level 10 advantage, at least at the beginning. Oh, you're in a world of pain. And look at this top side. Liam is actually starting to protect this as best he can. There's already 2 heroes up at the top. There's 3, which means they're absolutely abandoning the bot lane. And the fort goes down within seconds. So 30k with an absolute march through that bottom. Now we got level 10 abilities on both sides, which gives heroics over to the red team. But it's still a little bit doubtful that they can make a big play here. We got Imperius hiding his choice a bit. Could go for the Wrath, of course. But at the same time, there's nothing really where he can use that too well at this point. Wrath has been chosen, and he could try and get somebody behind that keep, but they might lose that keep already. Big damage coming in from 30k as they're aiming for another structure with this push, and we're only on the second Immortal. We're 8 minutes in, not even hit the 10-minute mark yet, and it seems like at least the keep is gonna fall. They're going for kills too. Cattle up at the front, looking for a quick hit. Couldn't quite get it, and the keep is down. The arrow narrowly missing the target, and they are still pushing this. Now, they don't have a talent advantage anymore. We've only seen 3 kills so far, but structurally speaking, they're of course massively ahead. Nice attempt to go for a Muradin kill on the other hand, and that could very well lead to Cattle being destroyed, and he goes down. But the core is also losing a couple of hit points at least. losing roughly 10%, a bit more than that, as Blaze gets dropped as well. So 75% on the core. We're 9 minutes into the game. The first keep has been destroyed. 2 forts have been lost to Imagine. Yeah, and they're gonna be sitting there now. Imagine if we didn't lose the early game this hard. And maybe we would have had a chance here, but nah. Doesn't look good for them. Now, comebacks are not impossible, and if they win the next objective, they definitely have a shot of bringing this slowly back. But there is no denying it. They need some structures destroyed quickly, or those catapults are eventually going to murder them. The level 13 is what worries me. Because with the talent advantage here, there is going to be another edge for the blue team around Immortal number 3. And if they win another one, I guess they can kiss that top keep goodbye too. And once that you have not a single structure anymore on the map, you need a bit of a miracle to get back into the game. So in this best of 3, first map is looking very, very good for 30k. For now, Imagine is just sitting tight. They might just be able to get that half level to level 13 before the objective is on the map here. So yep, seems like the time frames are just working out nicely for them. Stun after stun, Varian in trouble, but he gets out this time. And they're trying to control as much as they can, also with the slowing sands of Chromie here. Varian with another big taunt, but that wall is already suffering, and every bit of damage that they can push onto the structures here is going to help them with an Immortal push, always assuming that they can get the next one. So, yeah. You got level 13. That gives us the Illusionist at least. We have on top of that also Remorseless. And we got the Mortal Strike here. But it's a trap, baby! And... Brandon! No, he's in trouble. He's in trouble, but he gets out. So they were able to save him. If Varian gets blown up in that situation, that's obviously lights out on the objective. But even so, they are a bit late to the party, as the blue team has already started to take the Immortal down. And with the help of Hanzo, they can do some very quick damage and have it nearly on the halftime show. Brandon, on the other hand, might be in a bit of trouble here. And... Varian! And he's dead again. Brandon goes down. They're going for Breakwood, and Sylvanas is also eliminated. Another kill, this time on Imperius, makes it a triple, and that is, of course, or it should at least be, lights out for Imagine. Fantastic play in that last team fight by 30k, good control, and they can now escort those catapults over towards the core. 75% remaining, and only 2 heroes to try and stop them. Li Ming with a few miracle combos could maybe gain some momentum here, but it's highly unlikely that she can turn the tide all by herself. The rest of the team is slowly coming back, but Varian isn't even trying anymore. Brandon has given up, and that is game, everybody. The 1-0 lead in the best of 3 for 30k here at the North American Qualifier. Qualifier number 1 for the Heroes International. GG.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Game number 2, everybody! 30k with a 1-0 lead in the best of 3 series here at the winner bracket semifinal. We have them on the left side on Infernal Shrines, so they stuck with the Diablo theme for the map. We got Legacy on Rega, Q on Tychus, Cattle on Johanna, Madara on Chromie, and Liam playing Irel on the side lane this time. Towards the right side of the map, it's Imagine with JTR and Greymane. We got Shati on Anduin, Brandon on Muradin this time with Fatal Rampage, Rogging Hogger, and Junkrat played by Breakwood. So they got some displacement with Junkrat, and I honestly like that with a combo with Muradin quite a bit, because it means that if you hit that Storm Bolt and Junkrat follows up, you can displace a target quickly and then try to lock the kill in. Greymane, of course, contributes in that particular play with a lot of damage, at least in theory. Now we got Tychus. That's something that we've seen a lot on Infernal Shrines, but even back in the HGC days, the North American teams in particular were very fond of playing transformation heroes on Infernal Shrines, extending also to Tacita and Alexstrasza. But a bit of a brawl right from the beginning in the middle here, so the NA boys are quite aggressive. Now obviously, as I said before, the favorite is clearly 30k. Cure already playing at the last offline event that happened in Miami. It was back in February. Of course, back then it was only a single European team, and everybody else was from North America. This time we're going to have Korean teams, European teams, and North American teams combined at the offline event, which makes the entire thing just fantastic. It was honestly cool for me to see also a few people like Khaldor, for example, speak on Twitter a bit about how they thought it was just awesome to meet all of those people again that they haven't seen since the HGC days. I mean, Cattle playing here too, if the blue team makes it to Miami, which I guess we can assume. It would have to be a really big disaster on the North American side if the blue team would not take one of the 3 slots for NA. Question, of course, still remains, can they immediately get a ticket here in the first one? Will they have to wait a bit longer before they're guaranteed to make it to the offline event or not? And well, Cure at this point goes down. So imagine with an early game kill this time. It was the first kill that they got in this series here. So good for them, starting the game off with a bit of a bang. Muradin, a bit trapped here. But now we got also with level 4, we got the chronic conditions. There are people that say that Chromie herself is a chronic condition on the game. I mean, it's not me that's saying that, but I mean, people are saying it, you know, so. And she is a little bit annoying. I'll give her that. You see what I mean? Shut up. So yeah, 1 kill to 0. We got level 4 on both sides now. The bigger they are on level 4 gets dropped in by our boy Tigers. And with Greyman, you also have a fantastic tool to try and take a couple of those mercenary camps out in a record time. So, yep, that's what they're going for next. This time, actually, we have the first objective spawning up at the top. Now, are they going to wait for level 7 and keep a hero on the side lane or not? That's something that we're going to figure out in just a bit. As we've seen in the past, especially the Koreans don't really like to do that. They just go straight with a 5-man towards the objective and try to win the Punisher. At least that's what has happened a couple of times now already. So, as it stands, we have the Reverberation on level 4. Still the biggest misnamed talent in the entire game, in my opinion. I mean, Reverberation, really? That one is called Reverberation, not the one with the double hit? Alright, Blizzard. Somebody got obviously drunk. Or, given that they're based in California, probably smoked a little bit too much weed. So, there's that. That's at least my theory. There was always a little bit of a suspicious smell coming out of the Blizzard offices. Now, we got the Arcane Shrine up at the top. Okay, Brandon. No! And he's dead again. Yeah, the front line finds itself in trouble once more. A nice coordinated effort by 30k to take the frontliner down. They both still have a side laner here. In this case, it's Junkrat versus Urel, but level 7 is now available for 30k. And they are taking control of the shrine right away in an attempt to get Punisher #1. And I don't really think that this is going to be contested anymore. Now later on I would expect Hogger to make a couple of dirty moves here for the objective and just ping-pong around, trying to get those stacks together for the team. But at least for now, they have to let the top side go. Then again, they are about to lock in another kill. Muradin says hello too. Quick Stormbolt to the face, just as Rhaegar thought he might still be able to get away, but nope. That little stun chain was the end of the doggy. And I like what's happening here. So Cure, once that Rhaegar dies, he immediately backs off the shrine, and he's just like, okay, let's buy a couple of seconds. Let's wait for Rhaegar to get back. Our opponent can take over the shrine, but I can always move in with a grenade and then win the objective for us. And that's what they are going to do eventually. So now Rhaegar is back. Now they can go for that move. Now he doesn't really want to risk anything, so he might just wait for a few more of the heroes to move towards the top side and help him out here. Would be a bit annoying if Cure dies because he walks into a trap. So they're playing this slow, they're playing this safe. And they know fully well they can get this one. They've even timed it around a camp at the bottom of the map they're now trying to take. So very good coordination again from 30k as they are attempting to move on to the winner bracket final of this first qualifier. And again, as I mentioned in the first game, if you guys want to have additional information and you watch this on YouTube, scroll down to the video description. There's multiple links that you can check out information about the tournament. It is open to the public, by the way. The question has popped up a couple of times, so you can come visit. Nice job by Muradin. Shake hands with the casters and the players, and it's going to be awesome. It's really going to be a great event, and I'm very much so looking forward to it. having all of the regions represented once more. So the push in the middle, the push at the top, they're going for a two-pronged attack here with level 10 abilities. We now got the Blessed Shield out once too, as Johanna goes full Captain America mode. And yep, there we are. Not quite. I have to admit that one of the most fun playstyles in Diablo 3, in my opinion, was always the Captain America build, where you Rega, nice heal, good job by him. But Uriel might go down. She gets the ult out though, and should be able to get away from this one. So yeah, in Diablo 3, I thought for any kind of Crusader build, the Captain America build was always the funniest one. When you had like Shattered Throne, there was just like shields everywhere. Not necessarily the strongest, but it was always fun to play it, and it was just crazy. Anduin goes down. So Anduin is dead, and we got 2 kills against 2. A little bit more of an even game than what we've seen in game number 1. But it's still undeniable that 30k seems to have their they pretty much have their thumb on the scale a little bit here. They are pushing the mid lane, they're pushing the bot lane, they have done damage at the top, but the fort is nearly entirely destroyed, so it's not going to take long for them to take this one out. But yeah, it would be kind of fun. I personally would have loved it if they had a few more talents or talent trees out of Diablo that they could have used for some of the heroes. That would have been really, really interesting. But nothing that we've seen right now. But yeah, the Captain America style was always, of course, kind of great. I mean, I feel every single character in either Diablo 2, Diablo 1, Diablo 3 always had their very iconic playstyle. Blessed Hammer builds, obviously, that existed, and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah. Mirrodin, I guess we're gonna get a Stormbolt on Jojo. Oh, lots of damage, but again, look at that Chromie burst. Damn, son. Greymane just disappearing here. Easy kill. So there it is. We're going for Mirrodin too. Brandon is in trouble again. And trying to get out here. Come on, my friend. You can do it. Or maybe not. Well, Brandon is dead. Okay, Brandon eliminated, so we got 4 kills to 2. 30k is now starting to take a lead, not only in structures, but also in hero kills. The level 13 gives them an entire level lead over the red team. And now they have, of course, the talent advantage too that they can use here. Talking about Blessed Hammers, by the way. Here's our 13 talent. And as it stands, Uriel is taking the top. Liam is going to take that one down. And we have the push in the middle continuing as well. I just realized that Liam is male spelled backwards. Is that like a job description? Does that mean anything? Is he secretly a mailman? His name isn't even Liam. He's just a mailman and he thought it was funny. Reminds me a bit of a certain French European player now that we're talking about it. But yeah, either way. 4 kills to 2. And up at the top. Off we go. By the way, there's always this thing in all of the commentaries. I mean, oftentimes, obviously, a lot of this is just, you know, making some dumb jokes or some dumb puns or something. And there's tons of people that take everything that you say insanely literal. It's kind of crazy. I made a joke at some point where it's called a Hail Mary and not a Hail anything else. I don't even know what I said back then. And people actually tried to explain it to me. And I'm like, yeah, thanks, I know. That was kind of the point of all of this. I'm not unaware of the origins of that one, but yeah. Never changing that. Anyways, so here we are. Off we go. We have, yeah, that's what I talked about earlier. Hogger doing his Hogger thing. Bang, 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 bang. So let's see if they can use that to pull ahead. We have still 2 forts for the red team, but they are definitely falling a little bit low here. 4 kills to 2 right now. Here comes the play again for the next objective, but the backline is suffering thanks to Chromie firing away, so seems like 30k can move in and take Shrine Control once more, especially with Khaldor and Jojo, and there it is. But as I talk about the internet, I actually talked a little bit earlier. I was in Rome for a couple of days, so in Italy. And one of the things that I love the city, a lot of good stuff to say about it for sure. The food was fantastic. The Vatican and all of that didn't really do anything for me. The religious crap isn't really my thing, but all of the ruins and, you know, the Romans, the Colosseum and so on and so forth, that was really great, so really liked it. But talking about internet and internet problems, one of the things that I kind of thought was insanely funny and stupid were all the dumb Instagram girls that were running around and just like taking these like massively dressed up pictures in front of fountains and stuff, and I just was shaking my head the entire time because you're walking through a city with a lot of tourists, and then you had every now and then these massively overdressed girls that had just a guy in tow that was either the husband, the boyfriend, or just the cameraman. And then they were just running around, you know, and posing in front of fountains, posing in front of statues or just random trees, and going for the next Instagram picture with the pouty lips and the coy look over their shoulder. And it was just so fucking over the top, and it was just like, get lost for God's sake. All these people that are just miserable to a huge extent and then act for Instagram and other social media as if their life is, you know, the best thing in the world. And it was so funny to me, always these fake smiles in front of the camera, and then as soon as the pictures are taken, it's just like bitching with the boyfriend or the husband about how, did you take the right picture? Did you get that angle? Can you get another one? There's literally one of the guys that was complaining, I already took 30 pictures of you in front of this thing. Aren't we finally done? So yeah, it's such a fucking clown fiesta. And again, I don't begrudge anybody that takes a picture in front when you're going sightseeing. That's not what I'm talking about. But this obsession with trying to pose for friends, family, or fans and making your life and faking your life a little bit is just ridiculous. Yeah, in this case, though, what they're trying to do is just getting out of this one and losing their life. That's Junkrat and that's Anduin, so those are both getting buried. And now that all of the forts are gone, you can really tell that Imagine is struggling quite a lot. I mean, they lost 3, so this didn't necessarily need to happen. The level 16 advantage for 30k was just a bit too much for them to engage, and sitting back and not really giving the blue team a chance to force a fight would have probably been the right move there. But as it stands, it's just 30k being relentless. I mean, these guys are just moving in. They're savage right now. They're going through Imagine like hot butter through cheese. We are only 12 minutes in and the first keep has just now fallen. All of the forts are destroyed, and they are brutalizing them. It's honestly rough. So great play here by 30k, and they are the favorites for a reason. Oh my god, look at Madara. What a rare and unique mount. Oh my god, that's amazing. That's honestly fantastic. I'm blown away. I've never seen this before. Such a rare and unique mount. Look at that beauty. Wow. That is a work of art. I mean, Blizzard, damn. This is exactly what we needed in the game, you know? It's totally not just reskinning an already existing mount or anything like that. No, this is a totally new concept that they came up with here. And I love it. It's so unique and so rare. Oh, wow. Great. Yeah, you know, sometimes they do something right. But yeah, anyways, we already have 19 versus 16. It's a 3-level lead right now. So 30k, they are looking very strong here. And for Imagine to come back, I mean, they still got a chance. This is pretty much the last chance. That shrine fight is the last chance that they have. So they're on even talents with their opponent. And that's now the moment where you really have to go just for a big 5-man. You have to win it, and then with the objective, take a few structures down. Now, it's not out of the question, but I'm not so sure what they're waiting for here. They really need to make a bit of a move. They're already behind by 13 stacks, and that gives 30k a lot more time and wiggle room here. And now, no! Anduin! Anduin is dead again, so is Junkrat. They killed Chromie, but Greymane dies too, so it's a 3-for-1 trade. And there's the Ancestral to save Legacy. They're chasing them down one after another. This is bad news here for Imagine. They're losing way too much. And now that level 20 is about to hit for the blue team, they're also rocking the Storm Talon advantage. The Frozen Punisher has already been taken, moving through the bot lane, and they're going to make the move here. Fatal Rampage is fatally hit. Grenades hit hard. And that's a play straight for the core and for a victory in the best of 3 in this series. Seems like 30k is going to be the team to move on to the winner bracket final. Nicely done. And again, they came in as the favorite, and so far they're doing very well here as expected. Imagine is going to drop down into the losers bracket. They have another chance here. They're not out of the first qualifier yet, but great moves by 30k in this first qualifier for North America at the Heroes International. GG, well played. 13 kills to 3 in a 3-level lead as 30k, a lot of 3s involved here, as 30k takes a 2-0 against Imagine.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.